My fellow Nigerians, if I am elected president, I will not come into office with 20 promises. I will come with one. Not to fight insecurity, not to fight corruption, not to fight hunger, not to fight unemployment, not to fight poor health care, not to fight failing schools, not to fight bad roads, not to fight weak institutions. My single agenda will be this: to give Nigerians real, enforceable power to hold their leaders accountable. Because here is the truth. Nigeria is not broken because we lack policies. Nigeria is not broken because we lack intelligence. Nigeria is not broken because we lack resources. Nigeria is broken because leaders operate without consequences. Today, a politician can fail and still return. A representative can ignore his constituency and still get re-elected. A governor can underperform and still dominate his state politically. A public official can waste funds and still negotiate his relevance. Why? Because citizens do not have structured, enforceable power between elections. Once elections are over, the people disappear from the process. That is the disease. And until we cure that disease, every other reform will struggle. So here is my plan. I will build the strongest citizen accountability system in Nigeria's history. First, we will establish a national citizens oversight and accountability framework backed by law. Every elected official, from president to local government chairman, will sign a legally binding performance contract with measurable targets published publicly within 90 days of assuming office. These targets will not be vague promises. They will include timelines, budgets, and deliverables. For example, if a governor promises 200 primary health care centers, the location, the budget, and timeline will be public. If a legislator promises road rehabilitation, the scope and cost will be published. Every Nigerian will be able to see it. Second, we will launch a national digital platform accessible by phone, even basic phones, where citizens can track projects, budgets, and submit complaints directly. Every complaint will receive a tracking number. Every ministry will have a legally mandated response timeline. Silence will no longer be allowed. Third, we will push constitutional reform to strengthen recall mechanisms. Today, recalling a non-performing legislator is almost impossible in practice. We will simplify the process so that if a clear percentage of verified constituents demand recall, it moves forward transparently. Representation must mean responsibility. Fourth, we will create independent citizen audit panels at federal and state levels composed of professionals, engineers, accountants, legal experts, randomly selected and rotated to review major public projects quarterly. Their reports will be public. No editing, no political filtering. Fifth, we will protect whistleblowers aggressively. Anyone who exposes corruption or misuse of public resources will have legal protection and financial safeguards. Fear must shift. Today, citizens fear politicians. In a functioning democracy, politicians should fear failing citizens. Now, let me explain why this one agenda fixes everything else. Insecurity continues because leaders are not held responsible for security outcomes. The day security chiefs know that their performance data is public and reviewed quarterly by citizens, urgency changes. Poverty continues because economic plans are announced but not tracked. The day job creation numbers are audited publicly, exaggeration ends. Hunger continues because agricultural funds disappear without consequences. The day every subsidy and intervention is traceable by citizens, diversion reduces. Corruption continues because investigations depend on political will. The day citizen-triggered audits become automatic and legally binding, impunity shrinks. Weak institutions persist because appointments reward loyalty over competence. The day confirmation hearings include public performance vetting and citizen input, standards rise. Accountability is not one reform among many. It is the foundation under all reforms. If leaders know they cannot hide, they will perform. If they perform, insecurity reduces. If they perform, jobs increase. If they perform, infrastructure improves. If they perform, public trust returns. My 4 years will not be spent controlling narratives. They will be spent building systems that outlive me. Systems where budgets are transparent, projects are tracked, complaints are answered, failure has consequences. I am not asking to be trusted blindly. I am asking to be empowered to create a structure where you do not need to trust leaders because you can monitor them. That is how serious nations function. We do not fix Nigeria by replacing one strong man with another. We fix Nigeria by making every leader structurally accountable to the people. When citizens gain power, politicians behave differently. When politicians behave differently, institutions strengthen. When institutions strengthen, the nation stabilizes. That is the chain reaction. This is not about me being powerful. It is about making Nigerians powerful. And when Nigerians have enforceable power over their representatives, no one can impose failure on this country again. Stand with me, not to elevate a man, but to build a system where leadership answers to you. That is how we set Nigeria on the path of stability, prosperity, and dignity.